Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Diddy Kong Racing. The microphone is a little bit down. Let me adjust it so it's a little bit not there. Anyway, this is a wee bit loud. Can we adjust that just a teeny tiny bit? There we go, that's better. Okay, so yes, I'm Hunter once again. And last time we did the races of Dino Domain. And this time we're going to do them again, because the game demanded so. For the silver coins, mind you. Totally different, it's not just going through the track, and instead now you gotta go through the track and detour in very awkward ways to gather 8 silver coins in a 3-lap race in which you must place first, otherwise it doesn't count. As you might be able to tell from my disdain towards this, I'm not a big fan of this section of the game. Then again, there's a lot of things that kind of irk me, but hey, just how it be. Anyway, on top of that, we also get our first Taj challenge, of which there are 3, one for each vehicle type. And that one was for the car. It's pretty easy, in case you couldn't tell. And now we will head back inside Dino Domain's lobby to proceed with going through all the races. Again. Yes. I did not mean to run into you, TT. By the way, I forgot to explain this thing. Yes, this is TT. This is a clock with a face on it, and eyeballs, and arms and legs. He keeps track of time trials. I might, and very likely will not be covering time trials in this playthrough. Not until, you know, demand say that I do, and, or I cave. I'm not sure. Basically, tied to him is yet another. We'll go through all the tracks again to unlock him as a racer. During the credit sequence of this game, you'll get a list of times. You have to pass those times in order to be able to race TT on any given track. After that, you can race TT on the track, and beating him on a track ticks off one little thing toward getting him as a racer. You gotta do this for all... I'm not sure. For all tracks in the game, like all 16 tracks, or all 20 tracks, or just the ones in the first 4 worlds? I don't know. Either way, yes. You basically gotta do all the races again, because the game hates you. Anyway, you might have noticed that there was a key on the ramp off to the side here, in the little thing that played before we started the race. It's not there anymore. Reason why is because I edited it. I edited the attempt I used to do this, to get that key, of which its importance will become noted later in the video. But for now, it's not. Anyway, as I mentioned before, yes, the goal of the game now is that now that you've gone through all the races in Dino Domain, go through them again, but this time collect 8 silver coins and win first place. Sounds easy? Most of the time it ain't, because these silver coins are placed in such a way that, you know, well, okay, to be fair, I did have too much trouble, but the issue comes with hitting them, not so much finding them. Most of the time, they're pretty easy to spot. They stick out like a sore thumb. Even in, you know, other environments we'll see starting next part, they're still easy to pick out. The issue comes with trying to hit them, because I swear the hitbox on them is incredibly wonky and kind of fickle at times. Oh yeah, and the other thing, the AI gets an incredible boost to speed. Well, the AI gets a hell of a lot smarter in this, basically. Also, don't mind Diddy's neck snapping here. It was, I had to edit the footage. See, it's okay, don't worry about his neck, it's fine. Because the audio did that thing again I mentioned earlier that I hate a lot. Yeah. Other things I was gonna talk about, right. So yeah, the AI is a lot smarter and therefore a lot faster. On top of that, you gotta get the 8 silver coins and win the race in first. It's technically trickier than just going through the race normally. It's also smart enough to go after the bananas, which give you bursts of, which makes your top speed higher. Yes, that's what the bananas do, for the record. They don't have any... I don't think they fiddle with any of the items' power. That's just happenstance and luck on my part in the later races. But yeah, the bananas increase your top speed. And for these races, you will also want to try and get as many bananas as possible because I swear to God, the AI gets so ridiculously fast that you can't even catch up to them. They'll be like halfway around the track past you. Like you're in second place and they're like half a lap ahead of you. That's how ridiculous it gets. Also, keynote, try not to bump into any walls in some of these later races. Well, you know, the Civil Corn redos, because of the fact that the AI, as mentioned, is ridiculously fast. Or can get ridiculously fast. So, do that as a thing. Don't worry, I do get that coin in the next lap. Despite what you may think. If I don't, then I'm a fool and I sloppily edited this part like a dumbass. But hopefully I know what I'm doing. Anyway, corrections on the item balloons. The weapon balloons, item weapon balloons, whatever. So, I was right on the money with the boost. Yeah. You really should stop talking so fast that you trip over your own words. It's kind of not a good thing. Anyway, the audio is going to do a thing, so that's why I just go silent for a few seconds. But yeah, I was right on the money about the blue balloons, the red balloons, and the green balloons. However, some clarifications on the yellow and the rainbow balloons. The rainbow balloons, which by the way are the magnet. Actually, wait, was it the magnet or is it the ring? Yellow balloons are the shields. Okay, so clarification: the last tier of the shield, if you hit it, you will also spin out. And the rainbow balloons, the first two tiers act as you get pulled towards the nearest racer. The second tier is more powerful than the first. However, the third tier does the opposite effect. The nearest racer to you gets pulled toward you. Well, the one in front of you gets pulled toward you. So it's basically you're getting pulled back if a player uses that against you. So try not to, you know, have that happen because that's not good. Right. So I think at some point in this video or the next one, I realize a very critical trick in this game that I hastened to bring up until this point, for the reasons that it's easier to explain once it happens on screen than it is to explain it before. I said this before, but yes. Hopefully at some point during this part I will do the thing. If not, I got another thing to bring up. Crunch isn't a crocodile. He's a Kremling, which is essentially a crocodile in the Donkey Kong universe, so I'm still right. Unless Rare is funny and Kremlings are actually alligators, which would be a cruel joke, but I'm pretty sure they're they're crocodiles. Why am I down in their alligators? They're crocodiles. There's several crocodile-related puns and level names in Donkey Kong Country and in DK64, so why wouldn't they be crocodiles? And now I have lost my train of thought. Was I gonna talk about anything else? I hopefully was gonna talk about something else. Now I'm just humming the music. No, I haven't found out the secret yet. The secret trick to making races far easier. Hopefully I will learn it before too long, because otherwise bad things will happen. And bad things do happen because I don't figure it out. You know what? Here's something I can bring up. I did say I didn't have any plans to, you know, do anything past just a standard get everything in the playthrough except for time trials. I might consider that if I pick up Diddy Kong Racing DS. I might cover some of the other stuff in that version of the game, even though there is slight variance in how it works in the Nintendo 64 version versus the DS version. But also, at the same time, I'm going to cover differences because I'm a big fan of that sort of thing. And hopefully, you know, I won't just half-ass it like I ended up doing it with Gex 2. So that's the thing I kind of want to do. I should really try and talk into the microphone and not away from the microphone, because that helps a lot when you're doing commentary. Even though it looked like I was doing a speed boost, I didn't end up doing a speed boost. That's because this is I cleverly edited the successful cut in as to not look like a dumbass. I could have actually edited better by putting in the wind. Actually, no, I remember why I didn't do that. Because I get anxious and impatient at some point, and whenever I do repeats of a race, like I press start and hit restart race, I just skip past the little camera pan around to where you start at the line. And I kind of wanted to hide that fact, but then I, you know, bring it up anyway, so it kind of defeats the whole purpose. But I don't know, I want to try and flex my editing skills again. I kind of need to do that. The next thing I need to do is flex my coming up with good title skills, because I'm definitely not good at that anymore. It's been a while since I've actually come up with, you know, proper titles instead of just reusing quotes from the game. Nyom! That burst of speed is insane. And no, I still have not figured out the trick. I'm getting really impatient with trying to hold off talking about it, but at some point I might just cave. I'm probably going to cave near the end of this part because I am already running out of things to say, which is kind of sad, really. But then again, I half expected this to occur because of the fact that I am going through literally the same tracks multiple times. It's also why I have effectively put off not doing the trophy races directly after this, because then I definitely lose my mind. Because that would be going through the same track 3 times in 3 videos in a row, and that is exhausting. But no, I'm not doing it yet. Okay, I'm just gonna cave and break my rule. So basically, there is a trick you can do in this game involving boosting, whether it be hitting a zipper or using the blue balloon item. If you let go of any acceleration button, well, the acceleration button, rather, because it's only for one, you will go faster if you use the boost, whether it be running over a zipper or, you know, the balloon item. And this is indicated by the boost flames being green as opposed to whatever color it would be normally. Let's see, do I use it here? No, I do not. Anyway, we got a key. What that key do is, it opens up a door in the lobby of each respective world. There is a hidden key in each of the worlds, hidden somewhere in one of the tracks, which you have to go out of your way to get, and you'll probably lose a race, whatever you do. But don't worry, as soon as you grab the key, you can basically exit out of the world, exit out of the race, and the door just unlocks as that cutscene would show. Anyway, this minigame. I don't like this one. Yeah, so every world has a minigame that you unlock with that key. This one is quite possibly the worst, in my opinion. What you have to do is you have to fly into the middle of the map, grab an egg, and carry it back to your nest. You then place the egg in the nest, and wait for it to hatch. Once it hatches, you basically have that egg locked, and you get a point. However, the enemy AI can fly over to your nest and steal the fecking thing. So what you do in return is you get back at them and steal their eggs. By the way, once they hatch, you can't steal it. So basically, it becomes a race of who can ever grab the eggs the fastest and have them hatch the fastest. And this game can either go on forever, or the AI can just plan out, you know, home in on you. In most of my previous attempts that weren't really shown, but were shown via jump cuts, that bastard bear was the root cause of many of my failures. I swear, he had it out for me. As well as this goddamn bitch. Can I talk about Bumper for a moment? Can I just talk about Bumper for a moment? I swear, he is like the literal demon in this game. Like, his AI, I don't know if it's just a coincidence or it's just my paranoia, but I swear, he is the most malicious AI racer ever. Like, somehow he always ends up being ridiculously ahead of the pack in the silver coin challenges, and he's also, like, on the ball with this egg stuff. Like, I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah. So, once again, every world has a minigame, and this one's the worst. So here's my tip to being in the minigame. Grab an egg, place it in your nest. Before you do that, though, make sure you have a missile in hand. Well, the homing missile. Because basically what you do is then you go after you basically camp. You basically camp the nest until the egg hatches. And at the very least, if you're not able to stop the enemy from taking your egg, you at the very least immediately zero in on them once they get it. Because, like I said, they near the end of the match, I swear, they just solely go after you. And I basically, let's say, who goes after this egg? Is Banjo? Yeah, it's Banjo. Screw you, Banjo. You're not getting my egg. Heck off. You can, your time on the spotlight will come, but it is not now, it is later. It should also be noted that, yes, you can play these mini-games in the multiplayer mode. You did it. Here is a ball of light. Actually, it's not just any ball of light, it's a piece of the TT amulet. Which, as you probably have guessed by the fact that I am doing these, it is mandatory to finish the game. Then again, most of these minigames are rather fun. Fire Mountain, though, no, it's not fun. Anyway, after we beat on all 4 silver coin challenges, we once again get access to the boss race, in which we must re-race the boss.
Fantastic! If you can beat me again, I'll give you a special prize.
It's called Pain and Suffering. I'm sorry, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit early on that one, but it must be said, if there's one part of the game I absolutely despise, it's these rematches. This race in particular can heck off. Tricky is ridiculously fast in this race. Like, ridiculously fast to the point if he gets like half the mountain around you, by the way, this is also bad. If he gets like half the mountain around you, you've basically lost. Just give up. In fact, here's a general rule for any of the race. Any of these rematches. If you bump into a wall, just restart the race, because you're not gonna win. You're just not. You're just flat out not going to win. But I think this race in particular is one of the worst ones because of, you know, this happening. Yeah, he can run you over, by the way. I mean, all the bosses have technically boulder physics. This is also a bad idea. Don't do this, kids. It's dangerous. So my mentality of editing these races goes as such. I'm basically going to show you all of the end results of my attempts and or the attempts that have basically resulted in me losing that particular run. Whether it be immediately coming to the realization that I've lost or just like, okay, this is it. No, I'm restarting. Yeah, and Tricky is a dicky, as I said. And then after that, I'm just going to show you the successful race in its fullest. And I still haven't done the glitch. I don't think I actually figured that out until next part. You know, like I said, I'm slowly but surely figuring out how to play this game again as I go when I was recording this. So, I take a while before I'm basically at the point where I just know every way to exploit the game possible. So here is my neat suggestion to how to be tricky. Keep a homing missile on you at all times. If you have the opportunity, grab the 10 shot. And just pelt him whenever you can. Don't go after the boost because you're probably going to run into the side of the mountain and screw up your speed. So just, you know, keep missiles on you, barrage them whenever you can, and hopefully that should be enough to slow him down so you can get ahead on him. And then after that, hug the ever-loving crap out of the corners. Or try and make sure that you also don't lose any speed while you're ascending the mountain. More or less, just don't lose. But also, don't go after the blue balloons, because I honestly don't think they're worth it. It's better to just grab the rockets so that you can stop him if he gets ahead of you. Because, you know, it's actually quite a significant drop in speed that he gets if you do hit him with a missile, so it's better to just stop him, impede his progress slightly, and then cut in front of him. Trust me, it's a lot easier. Anyway, this is the part of the race where I'm stressing the hell out. And I almost lost because of that goddamn tree. So that's, you know, it's a heck of a thing, these rematches. When you're, like, stressing this bad. Yeah.
Now try the trophy challenge.
No. I will not try the trophy challenge. Bye. Never again. So I think the implication is that these guys are under control by was picked somehow? I don't know how. Anyway, that's it for this part. Next time we're gonna go to... You know what, fuck, we're going to Canada. So until then, see you later and goodbye.